What it is, folks, is your homeboy First back again with another Put It On Something exclusive. As I continue to ask the question, who's the GOAT QB? Now, as I've said previously, I know a lot of folks in the mainstream media, they are acting like the question it shouldn't be answered anymore. The case is closed. But I keep telling y'all, this is the ultimate team game. And being that that's the case, I think the question needs some more examination. You understand? And y'all see right down at the bottom who we will be examining today. The man who, before Tom Brady, was widely viewed as the GOAT himself. And I'm talking about the San Francisco 49er legend, Joe Montana. You feel me? But before we get into that, I got to tell y'all that this is sponsored by Statement Tees. That is Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear makes a statement. And y'all see I'm making a statement today. I'm rocking 49er colors, okay? I did that intentionally, but I'm true green and gold over here. Y'all already know. Packers, you know what I'm saying? Go Pack Go. Green is for the money. Gold is for the honey. Young dead. But for my brothers, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of brothers that rock with them Niners. Shout out to T. Shout out to JoJo. Shout out to my boy Kiki, you know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Jason Clay, you know what I'm talking about? Shout out to all them boys. But look at that statement. Y'all see it. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You understand? If you want this same shirt, go on over to StatementTeesLLC.com and you too can make that statement. Hell, I'll give it to you in this same color if you're a 49er fan, young deal. But let's go ahead and get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go ahead and get into Joe Montana's resume. You feel me? But, you know, like I like to do it before I just run the numbers and everything like that. I like to give you a little background on them because if you know football, you've heard the name, but maybe you don't know some of the details about Joe Montana because he really did his damage in the 1980s. You feel me? But Joe played 15 seasons, 13 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers, 2 with the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. And that was from 1979 to 1994. Now, he took over as full-time starter in his 3rd season. All right, so he didn't come in and go straight to it like you see so many of these quarterbacks doing today. He actually played behind Steve DeBerg, you know what I'm saying? And something that I watched, Montana said that he was actually appreciative that he had the opportunity to sit and learn, you know what I'm talking about? And Bill Walsh said that during that time, when he did put Joe Montana in, he only put him in situations that he knew he could be effective, or he knew positive outcomes would occur. You feel me? So he didn't put him in harm's way as he was trying to groom him up. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's weird that I mentioned that because we just did a segment, you know, on my regular show, Put It On Something. Hopefully y'all are watching every episode, you know what I'm talking about, every segment of every episode, you know what I'm talking about. But my brother Ray Caesar Leo just did led a segment in which we talked about what's going on currently with these quarterbacks, because it seemed like so many about to just start this year, just off the rip, just rookie quarterbacks. And you know, he posed the question: do you think these QBs should go back to the old school and, you know, sit and get groomed a while? But so we see with Joe Montana, he got to sit, you know what I'm saying? And you know, Tom Brady got to sit until Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Aaron Rodgers sat, you know what I'm saying? But it seems like things have changed. All right, but Joe Montana was known for his cool. You know what I'm saying? My brother Kiki is a big 49er fan, probably the biggest I know. But his dad right up there with him. You know what I'm saying? His dad would always talk to us about how cool Joe Montana motherfucking ass was back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? He'll be in the huddle, you know what I'm saying, talking about other shit that ain't got nothing to do with the goddamn game. He just that cool. He just that chill with it. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what Joe was known for. Now, stuff that I watched, though, seemed like he did have a slick little edge to him. Sound like somebody? Known for being calm under pressure. Known for having an edge to him, though, for real, for real. Sound like Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Best example of Joe showing off that edge though. They say he allegedly cussed out Too Tall Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? I guess him and Too Tall were having a little back and forth, and Joe Montana threw a touchdown, and then he told Too Tall Jones, respect that motherfucker. You feel me? Now, if you just see these commercials with Joe Montana, or you see the pictures of Joe Montana, you wouldn't expect him to say that. But again, you saw how Tom Brady ran up on that cornerback that time, talking shit. I think it was Tyrann Mathieu. You know what I'm saying? Talking hella shit to him. Or the Steelers that time, he ran up on Cub. You know what I'm saying? Basically targeted him, hit it for a deep touchdown, and ran up on him talking shit. Hey, the quarterbacks be trying to play it cool a lot of times. Them boys, a lot of times, the great ones, are highly competitive cats. You know what I'm saying? But you know anything about Joe Montana? You know he had that legendary drive to beat the Cowboys. Sorry, Ray. Sorry, Patty. Joe had that legendary drive to beat the Cowboys in the NFC title game, en route to his first Super Bowl title. And that's the one where Dwight Clark caught the pass in the back of the end zone, and that's became known as the catch. He also had the legendary comeback against the Bengals in Super Bowl 23. And in my research, I really found just how huge this dude was, man. Like, I knew he was that shit. I knew he was considered the GOAT. Okay, I understood that. But I didn't know just how big this motherfucker was viewed in the 80s. This man was voted as Sports Illustrated Man of the fucking decade in the 1980s. Now you might say, "Oh shit, he is a quarterback and won these Super Bowls. What the fuck what you expect?" But hold on, you had Magic Johnson, 5 championships in the 80s, 5 of them things. You understand? Killing shit, 6'9" point guard, playing for LA, the Los Angeles Lakers. You got Larry Joe Bird, he doing his thing in the 80s. 3 ships. 3 back-to-back MVPs. You know what I'm saying? You got Kareem still there in the 80s. You got Walter Payton, Jackson State's own Walter Payton in the 85 Bears. Walter Payton, to this day, there are many who still view him as the greatest running back of all time. You know what I'm saying? You got Jerry Rice, Joe Montana's teammate. Pretty much universally viewed as the greatest wide receiver of all time. He doing his thing in the 80s. I know Mike Jordan is known for dominating in the 90s, but shit, Jordan took the league by storm in the 84-85 season. Won Rookie of the Year, averaged 28 points a game. You know what I'm saying? Broke his foot the next year, but then had that crazy series against the Celtics where he hit that 6-3. Went on to win the MVP in 1988. Scoring titles, Defensive Player of the Year, selling those Jordans like crazy. All this is going on. And even shit, you got Wayne Gretzky, who's viewed as the greatest hockey player of all time. The 80s was a hell of a time in sports. You know what I'm saying? Hell of a time to be alive if you can get past all that Reagan bullshit, Reaganomics. You can get past that in the crack epidemic here. Hell of a time to be a sports fan. You know what I'm saying? But Sports Illustrated viewed Joe Montana as the guy of all guys, king of all kings. Now that's just one publication, but that at least shows you just how big this sumbitch was at the time. You know what I'm saying? Sports Illustrated is still a big name today with social media and all that kind of stuff. It's, you know, you got so many other black platforms that have really become big in the sports game. But back then, Sports Illustrated, shit, probably like the sports publication, and they chose Joe as the athlete of the decade. Now, this is something else that I found out doing my research that I had never heard before in my life. That's why I be telling y'all about the mainstream media and how they control the narratives and they hide certain shit from you when it comes to athletes that they like, and then with other athletes that they don't like. You know what I'm saying? They really make sure that you know all their little dirt and shit like that. But there were rumors that Joe Montana was using coke. And I ain't talking about the drink. I'm talking about treating your nose. You understand? And this report came out after Super Bowl 24. I had never heard this before. You know what I'm saying? And I've been knowing about Joe Montana forever. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was coming up, he's the name. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. But it just goes to show you, man, the mainstream media, they'll tuck shit away if they fuck with you for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and run these goddamn numbers. You feel me? Joe Montana won 2 MVPs. He won an MVP in 1989. He won one in 1990. All right, and of course, he's in the Hall of Fame in the class of 2000. This is really why people have Joe Montana in such high regard. He went to 4 Super Bowls and won all 4 of them. Okay, 4 Super Bowls, won all 4 of them. Just like we just talked about in the previous episode, Terry Bradshaw. You know what I'm saying? But I think comparatively speaking, seems like for those Steelers championships, even though Terry Bradshaw did win an MVP, seems like the Steel Curtain defense gets more credit for those 4 Super Bowls. When in contrast, when it comes to the 49ers, Joe Montana gets the lion's share of credit for those Super Bowls. But you're going to see he has some goddamn good defenses as well. All right. But those Super Bowls that he won were after the 1981, 84, 88, and 89 seasons. All right. His playoff record was 16-7. Playoff passing yards, 5,772. Playoff passing yards per game is 251. All right. So that's damn good. Playoff touchdowns was 45. Playoff interceptions, 21. All right. So that's more than a 2-to-1 ratio. Damn good. Playoff passer rating, 95.6. Damn good. Regular season record was a stunning 117-47. Okay. Y'all see why they hold this man in such high regard. His regular season passing touchdowns were 273. And when he retired, that ranked 4th. Now that's 18th. Regular season interceptions, 139. And when he retired, that ranked 43rd, is now 72. Passing yards was 40,551, which ranked 4th when he retired, now 21st. Regular season passing rating was 92.3, and that ranked 2nd behind his teammate, Steve Young. Okay, that speaks to something about that system. We're going to talk about Bill Walsh in a second here. All right, that speaks to that West Coast offense. But that passer rating of 92.3 is currently ranked at 16th. Regular season passing yards per game was 211. Rushing yards was 1,676. Rushing touchdowns was 20. All right. Now, if y'all been keeping up with this, y'all know this is my favorite part of this project when I get to look at the other parts of the team that were around this quarterback. You know what I'm talking about? The defenses, the rushing game, the coach, you know what I'm saying, the teammates on the offensive side, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. So y'all know they always say defense wins championships. Defense wins championships. Oldest cliche in sports, probably. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're talking about baseball, best pitching usually win. Basketball, if you got great on-ball defense and you got guys, somebody who can defend the rim and you're going to rebound well, shit, you're going to win. And same thing football here. If your ass can play good defense, you're going to win championships. And Joe Montana was blessed because out of his career, he had 12 top 10 defenses. All right, 12 top 10 defenses. That's 15 seasons he played. So 12 out of his 15 seasons, he had a top 10 scoring defense. All right, and had the number 1 defense in 1984. Okay, so I believe those 49ers defenses of the 1980s do not get enough damn credit. It's right there. Okay? You have a top 10 scoring defense, you putting yourself in position to win, and they kept one. All right. Now let's look at the rushing game. In terms of rushing, he had 8 top 10 rushing offenses. And he had the number 1 rushing offense, number 1 rushing offense in 1987. Okay? So, again, played 15 seasons. So, more than half of his career, he had a top 10 rushing offense to go with him. Okay? So, people always talk about the West Coast offense and they just focus on the quick slants and all that kind of shit. But obviously, they were doing something right in the run game as well. Let's get into his coach. All right. His coach is arguably the GOAT of coaches. You know what I'm saying? You hear people like, I think Skip Bayless holds Bill Walsh as the GOAT in his opinion. Of course, my brothers got Bill Walsh. But you hear a lot of people, they side with Bill Walsh because of his innovation with the West Coast offense. Now, let's keep it 100. I saw something on YouTube, and I hope I can find that shit and put it in the description. But you know what I'm saying? But if I can't, you go look it up. But I think I saw somewhere that they say Bill Walsh came on down here to Mississippi, and that's what really inspired him to do that West Coast offense. I want to say that he saw some things that Mississippi Valley State coach was doing, and that inspired him to do the West Coast offense. I don't know. Y'all check into that. I'm gonna do some more checking into that my damn self, because that's worthy of it. You feel me? But Bill Walsh is a legend, and he's giving the credit for the West Coast offense that's still in effect to this day. So many coaches still running the damn West Coast offense. The coaching tree that came behind Bill Walsh is fucking crazy, and all the damn coaches that came out of the West Coast system is just nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know without a doubt, he's a Hall of Famer, class of 1993. All right. Montana actually won his last Super Bowl with George Seifert. You know what I'm saying? Bill Walsh was still fucking with the organization, but George Seifert had taken over. All right. And George Seifert went on to win 2 Super Bowls, had a 114-62 coaching record. He did flame out in Carolina. But y'all let me know, does that sound like a Hall of Fame worthy coach? You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that he's currently at the moment in the Hall of Fame. But again, he won 2 Super Bowls, 114-62 coaching record. Because he like I said, he won it with Joe Montana, but he also went on to win a Super Bowl with Steve Young as his quarterback. All right. I want to say that was in 94 when he won with Steve Young. All right. But again, he did flame out in Carolina. So y'all tell me, y'all think that's Hall of Fame worthy. I'm interested to see what y'all say about this. But let's talk about Montana and Walsh's relationship. Okay. Both thought that they were primarily responsible for the success of the 49ers. Okay. Montana is thinking that it's his play on the field, his calmness, his leadership, leading by example, being one of the guys. And Bill Walsh thinking that shit, it's his system. Who that sound like? It's a whole lot of parallels, man. This the same shit we just saw with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Tom Brady thinking is him being cool, him being coachable, him being the hard worker, him being accurate on the field, him being a great leader, and Belichick, shit, thinking it's him putting all the pieces together, drafting these guys, having them great defenses, hiring the right OCs and shit like that. Only drafting skill guys who are heady and all that kind of shit. Same shit. It's crazy how similar this shit is. And then you know Tom Brady's a California kid who admired Joe Montana. That's crazy, man. Oh, damn, that deja vu with this shit. An example of the beef between Walsh and Montana was the fact that Walsh, allegedly, this is based on the research, they say Walsh never gave Joe Montana a game ball. Okay? So, you got 3 Super Bowls that they won together. Again, Joe won 4, but that last one with Seifert. So you got 3 Super Bowls that Walsh and Montana won together. You got these legendary drives and all that kind of shit. And they're saying Montana never got a game ball. Just like, I guess Bill Walsh was like, shit, that's what you're supposed to do. Sounds familiar. But let's look at his teammates. All right. Y'all already know you really can't talk Joe Montana without talking arguably the greatest football player ever, in many people's opinion. Pretty much universally, undoubtedly, the greatest wide receiver of all time. And we talking about Jerry Rice, okay? From Mississippi, you understand? He played with Joe Montana from 1985 to 1992. I don't know. I really ain't got to say much more about him. Y'all know what he is. All right, you might throw out Randy. All right, and I can listen to you about Randy. Some might even throw out T.O. because of how physical T.O. was and shit like that. But when you look at them numbers stupid. Now, he was blessed. Jerry was blessed to play with Joe. He blessed to play with Steve Young. You know what I'm saying? And then he went on to play with Rich Gannon, who won the MVP. I don't know if he's going to get in the Hall, but he won the MVP. You know what I'm saying? But everywhere he went, no matter who the fuck was throwing the ball, Jerry going to be open. Jerry going to be open. That's how nice Jerry was. Okay? I'm going to have to do who the GOAT receiver and going more on Jerry. That's a bad motherfucker. We're going to talk about him later, but shout out to Jerry Rice. All right. Another Hall of Fame teammate that he had from the offensive side of the ball was his backup, Steve Young. Okay. He played with Montana from 1987 to 1992. All right. I'm going to do a deep dive on Steve Young later, you know what I'm saying? Because he's on this list as well to be chronicled. But he was the backup for Montana until Joe got hurt in 1991. And injuries to Montana and Steve's great play is why Joe ended up getting traded to Kansas City. Okay. Now, Joe did make the AFC title game when he was there. All right. So he still had something left in the tank. But you can see why the 49ers made that move to get off of Joe and go with Steve, because Steve won the damn MVP at 1992 when Joe was still on the roster. You understand? Steve Young, bad motherfucker. Steve Young is a bad motherfucker. Okay? So to have back-to-back guys do what they did, I guess Bill Walsh might look and say, like, see, I told you. I can plug them in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Or you can say, hey, they drafted well, scouted well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They put the right guys in there. They just got lucky. Maybe like the Green Bay Packers had back-to-back Hall of Fame QBs and Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Now, usually with these notable teammates, y'all, I'm only giving y'all Hall of Fame guys. Okay? Hall of Fame guys. But we're starting to get to these quarterbacks now that I know something about. Okay? That either I firmly know about them. Like Joe, I know that when I was growing up, he was that guy. I don't really remember seeing him play for the 49ers at all, but I do remember seeing him play for the Chiefs, and I am aware of that team. You know what I'm saying? For real. So one of these names that I know was with those 80s 49ers, Roger Craig. He's not a Hall of Famer, but I'm wondering, is this a snub? You know what I'm saying? Check this out. Roger Craig was on the all 1980 second team, but he's not in the Hall of Fame. That means that for that decade, he was considered one of the greatest backs. For that decade, he's not in the Hall of Fame though. As I'm taping, he's the first player in league history to run for 1,000 yards and catch for another 1,000 yards. We look at shit like that today, like with Christian McCaffrey, for instance. Or in past years, we look at versatile backs like a Marshall Faulk and shit like that, and we marvel at it. But Roger Craig currently not in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? So, if I had to put some money on it, I predict that he probably gonna get in there at some point. He'd probably be one of those ones where you watching the Hall of Fame inductions and you kind of like years from now he gets in or something. You know what I'm saying? Because this seems crazy. Y'all tell me what y'all think you think. Especially 49ers Nation. Do y'all think Roger Craig should be in the Hall of Fame? You know what I'm saying? But that's it. All right. So we had Jerry, had Steve, his backup. You know what I'm saying? I know 49er fans might be talking about like, where's John Taylor and all that kind of shit. But hey, like I said, usually what I just put down is the Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? So I did at least mention Roger Craig, but he's not a Hall of Fame right now. You know what I'm saying? So that system, you had Joe being stellar, you had Jerry, you had a hell of a defense, great coach. Shit, and they did their thing. They were the team of the 80s. All right, San Francisco 49ers, undoubtedly the team of the 1980s, and Joe Montana, undoubtedly the quarterback of the 1980s. But is he the GOAT QB? Y'all tell me what y'all think. I appreciate y'all for viewing. Make sure you follow me across all social media platforms. Make sure you share this shit to as many motherfuckers as possible. And make sure you follow and put it on some as well. That's PIOS_100 on Twitter. On Facebook, that's put it on some. On Instagram, that's put it on some. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you hit that subscribe button before you click off of this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. One. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com, and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.